In 1937, Ron Hermanns joined the Wellington Territorial Squadron as a flight rigger. With the outbreak of World War II in 1939, Ron joined the RNZAF and was posted to the Pacific.
We went to what was then known as the New Hebrides. After the war, that was renamed Vanuatu.
Ron was part of the ground crew, keeping the aircraft airworthy.
We were maintaining the aircraft. They varied. Well, they're mostly Venturas.
New Zealand fighter pilots are bagging more and more zeros. They owe part of their success to the ground crews who service their planes. Running down for a takeoff with everything turning smoothly is proof of another job well done. The ground crews turn them out ready to batter the Japs again, ready to help sweep the road to Tokyo.
There was no jet aircraft then. They were all piston-engined. They are naturally noisy. We tried to work a 6-day week.
Keeping the planes in fighting trim isn't easy here, but they overhaul them thoroughly from prop to tail wheel.
They'd go out on dawn patrols, usually 3 on a patrol, and if they didn't find a target, they'd come back with the box still carrying the bombs. And the first one would land, and if he crash landed, the runway wasn't usable, but these planes were flying around and running short of fuel. So the runway had to be cleared, and they'd get the big cranes along and haul this damaged plane back to one side so the others could land.
The ground crews have done their work, and the air crews are taking over to go out against Rabaul in New Britain.
We tried to have one day free for catching up with mending and hobbies. And I used to make things from bits of aircraft that were damaged. They're in the museum, the things that I made.
Spent cartridge shells and perspex were transformed into jewellery, along with PowerShell brought from home.
Well, I collected it at Lyell Bay in Wellington.
His other passion was photography.
We weren't allowed to have cameras. Now, to get over that, before we left New Zealand, we would get together and buy a camera, and then we'd take it all to pieces, and each one would carry this little piece of a camera, hoping that when we arrived, we'd be able to put the camera together and use it, and we did that. And then, of course, there's the question of getting them developed and printed, and we had to hide these bits on the aircraft, and they'd fly back to New Zealand, and the ones in New Zealand would know where to pick these bits out of the aircraft. Well, we got by, illegally, of course.